Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime, we saw that Dolan and the forest dwellers had assembled their forces to break down the gates connecting this world to the demon world. Diodora, Christina, and Selena took their separate ways to break down gates located in different locations, but while fighting, the place Selena fought was guarded by Jaren, and he gave a hard fight to everyone. Selena was near death, and the chances of surviving were slim. So Gio and Theo asked Selena to run away, so that at least she could save her life. And meanwhile, Dolan comes across George, and George knew that Dolan is the ancient dragon, and he won't fight him using full power. So he took Dolan to the demon world where they could fight, going all out in battle. So now, as the story continues, Theo leaves Selena to a safe place, and Selena was too scared to go back to her. She wished to run away, but that feeling of burden of seeing their death wasn't something she wanted to feel. Selena wanted to save them all, but Jaren was tough. So Selena recalls Dolan had given her that magic crystal, so she believes in him and brought the courage to fight. So she came back to save Theo and Gio. Selena was getting a magic boost because of that crystal, and she casted a snake spell to hold Jaren, but that crystal turns the snake into a dragon that consumed Jaren. So now, all that's left is George, and for that Dolan was fully set to kill him, and George knew Dolan is the progenitor of the dragons, the strongest of all 7 dragons. But George loves to fight, and wants to die just like that, so the battle begins, but Dolan's power was simply overwhelming, and on the other hand, Selena, Chris, and Diodora met on the way after doing their end of work, and Olivia arrived at that last gate, and figure out Dolan had gone to the demon world to fight. And other tribal chiefs came in as well, and heard from Olivia about the situation. So they thought it's a chance of destroying the gate, but if they do, it'll mean they'll have to sacrifice Dolan. Their battle was going on full swing, but George was at the losing end. His condition wasn't looking good, but on this end of gate no one knows about that. They were considering the worst case scenario, but Gio stood up to the chiefs for making this rash decision, and Selena spoke up that she believes Dolan would win. She reminds them that Dolan was sacrificing his life for the forest dwellers when he could have waited for the backup from human kingdom. Diodora was on her side, as it would be a disgrace on them if they took this step. So the chiefs had no other option but to believe in Dolan, and George was trying his best to kill Dolan, but his every attempt was wasted. But when Dolan used his dragon breath, someone noticed his power from far away, and George tried to take this chance, but Dolan sliced off his 3 arms and split him in half. Well, Dolan did took the victory, but the women who noticed him seemed like a big trouble. Anyways, everyone's trust in Dolan paid off as he returns back safe. They took down the demon gate and saved the world from demon invasion. So at night, a victory party was organized in honor of the contributors. But Theo dresses up Chris and Selena into traditional elven dancers' dress. Both girls were charming, but some girls took Chris away, and the next thing that came in was the dance. Selena's heart was racing through this dance, and she talked about her fear and how she overcame it. But until the end of the party, Selena got drunk hard and passed out. But their Dolan heard a song and followed it and saw it was Chris who's singing a folk lore. It mesmerized Dolan, and Chris got shy that he heard her sing. That lore was passed down in her family for generations, as it was dedicated to the hero who defeated the evil dragon. So Dolan asked what happened after Hero defeated that dragon. But sadly, that's all there is to it, the end. And since everything had come to an end, Dolan, Chris, and Selena were ready to get back home. But before that, Diodora came in and kissed the guy as a reward for saving her and helping her out in the fight. But that made our little Selena super jealous. Then, as they got back home, Dolan got stabbed by a bare hand. But then the next morning, Dolan woke up as if nothing had happened. He had no memories of being stabbed, and life had returned to normal. So now comes the dragon information. All dragons were born from one single dragon, the progenitor dragon. Well, everyone had many person in their race, like gods and goddesses, demons and humans. So the dragon realized he was the only one all alone. So progenitor dragon split his body part and created different dragons in this world. But the heart and soul of progenitors still continued to live on even after all that. And it was Dolan. Kids sure loved the story, and so did others who came to visit. The forest dwellers have started to visit, as the recent activities had opened the gate for trade between their races. Those who heard about the story considers them as heroes. So it was natural for them to visit. But Diadora teases Chris for being famous and charms Selena with her black rose sent for fun. Then Selena was going out hunting with Balin and invites Dolan. And the milk Dolan just took a sip of his from Balin's daughter Mio. So Dolan was already paid. That way Selena tricked him into joining the hunt. So Dolan went along with her, and they came across an armored bear cave. Everyone just mercilessly took it down. So Dolan reminds them it hasn't attacked anyone. But according to Balin and others, they are a threat to the humans, so taking it down is the logical thing. Even Selena believes it's right when she's the one who is the most friendly towards beasts. Then Dolan saw his crops were dying out, and their Aerie came in. She found it strange that Dolan is checking out fields when the villagers have decided to abandon the village and leave. It was ridiculous to even hear that because this land is a barren land, so Dolan goes immediately to the elders' meeting to hear right from them. He tried to knock some sense into them that abandoning the village will cost everyone, as it is not guaranteed they'll find shelter right away. Furthermore, they will be separated from one another. Dolan had thought everyone loved the village, but Maguru and everyone thinks Dolan was mistaken. A couple had already packed up to leave because they had a baby, and they refused to let Dolan touch it. Aerie and her family were also packing up, and Maguru coldly departs from there. Dolan's own family was also ready to leave, but he had decided to stay. Yet Dolan still requested that they notify him when they found a new home so that he can visit them. But his mother tells him that she knows Dolan doesn't mean it. Everything was going dark, and Chris and Selena were the only two left in the village with Dolan. Selena even cooked the soup for the guy, and things felt a bit soothing for that moment. But then Dolan's house was burning in fire, and Chris was the one who did it along with many others. Because Dolan was attached to this place, so Chris wanted to burn down everything he loved about this village to make him leave. And now even Selena was ready to leave to make Dolan break apart emotionally from the inside. And they succeeded. Dolan was drowning in the pain, and he started to believe all the years as human he spent in the village were fake. And a voice then echoed there that Dolan's love for the village and family was one-sided, because he wanted to find a reason to leave his former life. But in the end, Dolan will always be alone. Then it brought him to his dragon body, and he started to wonder if it was all just a dream. And what that voice said could be true, that he's always alone, as he's just a protector of mankind in this world, so he'll always be alone. But there somehow Selena appears. That crystal was connecting her to Dolan's heart, and she recognized Dolan is the dragon. She knows, and reminded Dolan about their time together, how they came to know each other, and he brought her Varen village, all the things they went through, and things they did together. She knows it all. And it was Selena who made Dolan realize he's not alone in this world. So Dolan recalls that there's only one woman who would mess with him like this. Calavith, the fallen deity and former goddess of destruction, and Dolan's greatest enemy, who has returned to kill him. But our episode 10 and 11 ends right there. So stay tuned to watch another episode of this anime. For that, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Till then, take care.